Alright guys, there's the Tonberry King. We had to kill 20 of them, at the very minimum, for this thing to show up. And I killed 5 of them legitimately. And I say legitimately because this game has a built-in God mode. And after 5 of them, I actually got on the internet, looked up how many I had to kill for this thing to show up, because I couldn't remember. I just remembered that you had to kill a certain amount. It's 20 minimum. Depending on which battle scene you actually encounter this guy in, the requirement can be up to 50. So I was not willing to do that manually for just a reward of 1 ability point per battle. It was very painful. So for the last several, I turned on God mode. So that's where we're at. We're going into this fight with maximum HP. That's one of the boons of God mode. Is your HP is at maximum always. So I've turned it off, and we're going to do this fight legitimately. We're still as underpowered as we normally are, so it should be a fair fight. So, but just keep in mind, I didn't get here like I should. But I'm willing to take that hit if it saves me hours of grinding. It still took me just about an hour just to get here with God mode on. It was a little ridiculous. But we're going. So, Tonberry King has death, cura, and life. Everything we need to keep ourselves alive and healthy. I'm just gonna get rid of some waters. We've got a few triples on Renoa. Well, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cast double on Renoa first. Then I'm going to cast 2 triples on Renoa and Quistis. And then they're just going to throw as much magic as possible on Tonberry King. Where is it? Squall. I swear to God, if I didn't give Squall a scan. Okay. Okay. 47,000 health. Okay. Let's get to it. We got these Fyras for a reason. So not bad, not bad. About 1,100 to 1,200 damage per triple cast. I got a regen at some point. I'm not even sure when, but we'll triple cast that out. Hopefully that'll keep us alive so I can keep the damage on. I know Squall's not going to be healing anybody. So with triple cast, this is manageable. It shouldn't take a whole lot of time as long as we're... Yeah, so the Tonberry King himself doesn't do a whole lot of damage yet. I've only seen one of his party-wide abilities. If he has everyone's grudge, we're in trouble, but he hasn't used it yet. So as long as regen is on, this junk is not too threatening. Although regen may have worn off by now, I haven't seen it tick. There it goes. Okay, we still have regen. See, in my normal playthroughs, I usually rely very heavily on physical attacks, but at a low level like this, magic is turning it around. I know at the start of the game I had a different opinion, but now with triple cast and actual decent magic, we're doing work. Seems like junk is out damaging our regen, but not by a whole lot. Any turn this guy does not use junk is another turn that regen helps us, so I'll gladly take a knife to the gut. Now, we are using a lot of magic, though. We're gonna need to... Well, we're gonna need to start drawing again at our next available opportunity. Hopefully we find an enemy that has the AW version of all three magics, and we can just stock up. Off screen. Ooh. Okay. This is fine, because we can draw a life from him. we're not using these cures for much of anything at all, so let's just top them off. I wonder if that's a phase transition. Now that I've gotten him to a low enough health, he's going to start just stabbing me to death. So Angelo Rush is a counter ability. Renoa always has counter by default with Angelo. I might be dead here. No, I'm not. We do have an Angelo thing that makes us invincible, but that's not it. It seems to be random. Or maybe Angelo invincibility is another counter-like ability, but it is somewhat random regardless. $18K left. We're most of the way through the fight. Let's try and stabilize with this next series of cures, and then we'll go back on the offensive. Maybe we can try to have Squall just draw Cura every turn. So I don't think I lost out on anything, sort of cheating my way to start this fight, going into it with full health. Even if I had gone into it with everyone low health, because I needed to spam limit breaks to kill the normal Tonberries, being able to draw Cura from this guy means I would have been able to get back up pretty easily. I don't think this is a fight you're supposed to lose. Or I should say, I don't think this is a fight you're really meant to lose. I mean, they do give you the ability to draw life and Cura. At higher levels, you can even get full life from this guy. I want to keep us all above maybe 1100, 1200, just because he does have that one single target knife attack that does about that much. Yeah, 1110. Her limit breaks, they're not going to do as much damage as a triple cast magic, but I'll use them when I got them. Might as well. Alright, so that was the Tonberry King fight. I think the normal Tonberries are a lot more of a threat than Tonberry King, honestly. I wish Tonberry was an actual party member. Alright, what does Tonberry give us? Tonberry's already level 30. So when I start wanting to buy things, these are going to be good. I don't want auto potion because I don't have any potions at all. These are good if I want to actually go get items from enemy drops. Like, enemies at different levels, like, they scale with you, so there's different level thresholds where they drop different items. Higher level enemies drop different items than lower level enemies, and sometimes you want different items. Like, I could, if I wanted to, go get the items to build Squall's best weapon right now. Not gonna. I thought about that as a way to combat these Tonberries, but I'd rather have it be done naturally. If I don't have enough stuff to get the best items before the final checkpoints of the game, I'll go do a grind then. But right now I'm pretty okay with this. This evasion plus 30, that'd be nice. Maybe not on Squall. Maybe on Squall. I don't know if counter triggers on evasions. Maybe even cover allows me to evade while covering. I don't know. Initiative would be good for anybody. But it's not really a big deal. These are the good stuff right here. We're gonna get these first. So we don't actually get any junctions with Tonberry, so it doesn't matter who we give it to. Quistis doesn't have... We're gonna do encounter half now. Encounter none until we get out of here. I don't wanna face another Tonberry. We're gonna give Tonberry to Christus. I mean, evasion plus 30% doesn't really do much because her evasion's only 2% anyway. And luck is 22. It is what it is. Until I can actually junction something onto evasion, it's not going to help at all. It's just something. But the Tonberry GF allows you to buy cheaper things from shops, buy rare things from shops, and eventually gain access to shops anywhere in the world. Like, you can just go into your menu, go to I think ability, then you'll be able to select a shop and buy things. Okay. Let's go ahead and save. Episode 13. So I think, unless I want to do, like, triple triad or get the weapons, upgraded weapons, I think that might be all the side quests I have available to me right now. I could be wrong. What the heck is that? Oh well. I gotta figure out how to get out of here now. I think on the map, Balam is the island in the north central part of the map. Like middle of the map, a little bit to the north. But there's that giant bridge. So we gotta go up on this continent and around the bridge and then back to Balam. And if you remember, we saw something parked at Balam. We saw a flying ship, not unlike ours, at Balam. I think we're okay to get in the water now. Maybe not. I hope I didn't screw myself. I think this town is Dalit, where we took the seed exam and we fought the spider bot. We can go back there. I don't know if there's anything to do, but it's there. Alright, so here's Balam, and there's that. It's very reminiscent to what we have. And if you can connect the dots, the Sorceress Adea wanted to make Galbadia Garden her base of operations. So if you connect the dots, if Balam Garden could turn into a flying airship, maybe Galbadia Garden could as well. I need to actually... I guess I can't. I can't land on forests. I'm not thinking the right thing. I can land on just plain ground. It took us a while to get here, so let's save. And like Fisherman's Horizon, Galbadia is already in this town. I was just clicking everything, trying to figure out how to get through this point. Apparently, you just had to waste a little bit of time until this guy got angry with you. And this is Zell's hometown. He lives here. So this has got to have him seething. Galbadia controls his hometown now. So crap. We fake our way in by telling them we have information on Elone, which is not untrue, but we're not going to tell them. We don't know why the sorceress is trying to get Elone, but God forbid we actually give up her position. I don't really need thunders, but I'll take them. I still don't have any steel pipes. I can make Zell's better weapon. More importantly, I can make Renoa's better weapon. I might as well. The commander of the Galbadian forces is staying at this hotel here. I mean, we are suspicious. We gotta go find the captain, whoever that is. I hope he's not in Zell's house. Alright, so they actually connect the dots really quickly. A girl with gray hair is now in control of the Galbadian forces here. That has to be Fusion. Fusion and Raijin have said time and time again they're loyal to Cypher, and Cypher is with Galbadia. So as soon as they left Balam Garden after during the Missile Crisis, they joined up with the Galbadian forces. Now they're not interested in Galbadia. They don't care about the sorceress. Cypher is their friend. That's the only one they care about. So the captain caught a fish. He's going to eat it. He's got to cook it somewhere. Also, as you can see, I took the test to up my seed rank significantly. I'm getting paid a little more. Not that I've been using money at all. I don't know why I did it. Oh, here's a fish. Or something's cooking. So a man came in, caught a fish, wanted to cook a fish, and then left. I vaguely remember what to do here. Wait, okay, so we went in the kitchen where it was stinky. And they said at the pier they were going to use the dog to find a loan, but they didn't have a scent. So now that we're stinky, we're going to go talk to the dog and see what happens. I think that is the solution. Yep. Okay, dog's got a scent. You know, I'm gonna take more thunders. I ain't even mad. Okay. Alright, there he is. The dog chased Raijin out. We assume he's gone back to the hotel. Yeah. So apparently Raijin, after eating, decided to sleep on the train. Because it wasn't going anywhere, but we got that dog to find him. Alright, time to fight. I don't think we fought Raijin yet, or Fujin. What do we got? Ooh, we got the normals. I don't want him. Nothing from him. What about you? So what happened there? In the process of killing the Tonberries, I drew 100 deaths, and I put death on Squall's status attack. So Squall's gonna kill some people. Randomly. Now I'm gonna enjoy it. He's got 100 deaths, and that gives him a 100% chance to cast death on people with no resistances. Unfortunately, all the Tonberries I fought had a 100% resistance to death, so I couldn't make that work. It would have been a nice trick if they did, because the items they drop can be converted to death. And it makes sense, you know? The enemies in this game tend to give you the tools necessary to overcome them. I think I'm gonna use a Cure or a Cura with Renoa. Try to get everybody up on health before we move in. How much health does Tonberry have? Or, I mean, how much damage does Tonberry deal? I don't know. Is it relative to how many enemies I've killed? Is it relative to how much HP I have versus my maximum HP? I'm not sure. I'm just kind of winging it. Get him. Take your time. I believe in you. You can do it. You know, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. We got regular thunder. There we go. Okay. I'll do a Tonberry. I don't care. $2,000. All right. You know, I should have paid attention to last cast, because obviously he absorbed it. But 2, I should have paid attention to the scan. And 3, I should have paid attention to his name. Obviously he's going to absorb thunder. He should be about dead. We'll just finish him off with basic attacks. If I have a chance to open the menu, I'm going to change Leviathan's stuff. I do not have a chance to open the menu. See, being the heroes that we are, we left the enemies alone after being defeated. We didn't kill them, so he had probably an X potion or something. Now he's back. Now we gotta fight both of them at the same time. Pandemona. Alrighty. So that's another GF to the list. Does Tonberry attack both of them, or just a random one? Because its ability looks like a single target attack. Also, I don't think Brothers is going to do a whole lot of damage. It might even die. We'll haste ourselves. I think just like Fire or Blizzard. Those should be neutral. Okay. Stabby stabby. Shink. Alright, so Tonberry is random single target. Seems like Fujin is a lot more defensive than Raijin. I'll try a Leviathan. Okay. Leviathan's in danger of dying. I think we just need to stop doing GFs for now until we actually rest at an inn somewhere. They're all... most of my go-tos are getting pretty low now. I'll try a drain. Yep. Potions. Okay. I'm gonna have Zell cure us. Okay. So Fusion has Cura. I really, really, really just want to kill Raijin and then draw 100 arrow from Fusion. I'm not gonna. Alright, that's one down. It's not a whole lot of damage. Zell's not a very good magic user to begin with, so maybe I shouldn't waste his magic. I'll just leave this up to Renoa. Even then, that's not a whole lot of damage. Alright. I think the Combat King magazines will teach Zell new limit break options. Or at least teach you, the player, how to use Zell's limit break options. So Cypher is a very lucky person, honestly. He's actually got two really good friends, whether he knows it or not. Like, their story together is really good. It's a shame that they're just side characters. I think there's a whole other game you could play where you were Cypher, or even Fusion and Raijin were the main characters, trying to help Cypher or bring him back from the dark side, as you will. Alright, so Balam is liberated. Apparently just kicking out Fusion and Raijin was enough to remove their entire army. Though we did have that floating thing outside of Balam to worry about. Yeah, Trabia was targeted by the first missile strike. And this is Selphie's way of trying to get us to go check on them. And that floating thing outside of Balam is gone now. Alright. Trabia. I think it's up here to the right somewhere. It's definitely in the snowy continent here. You just gotta find it. And honestly, I don't know how you were supposed to find it normally, because I don't think Selphie told you which direction it was. Maybe there's another NPC out there somewhere who gives you directions? Maybe if I just talk to Quistis or Zoo. There we go. That is what remains of Trabia Garden. Let's go check it out. Yeah, it's not a good idea to leave Selphie alone, especially in this place. This was her home, or at least her home school. So seeing it destroyed like this. It looks like there's some survivors though, which is good. I forgot I crafted 100 Thundagas. That'll help Squall's attack a little bit. Oof. Oh, that's terrible. This is a graveyard and you can get zombie from it. There's a magazine, though. So I think the Tonberry King, I think this is the only NPC in the game that actually tells you that it exists. You're not told that you need to kill X amount of Tonberries for it to spawn. You're not told where to find it. This is the only guy who tells you that Tonberry King is a thing. But I remembered it. Bruh, I see the ball right there. It's literally within arm's reach. Aura. Aura is a really, really good magic. It allows you to cast your limit break regardless of what your HP is. Quistis has connected some dots here. Alone has the ability to send people to the past, to experience the past through visions. The sorceress is looking for Alone. Could it be that the sorceress is going to use Alone's ability to do something in the past? So far, we haven't been able to influence the past at all. We've just experienced it. It has played out as it should, but could the sorceress actually do something differently? There's Selfie again. The bright and cheerful one. I want to get even. I want to get my revenge. Listen up. Read it. If you've never played this game before, this is where it starts to come together, all right? Irving grew up in an orphanage with other kids around the same age as him. Little girl nicknamed Seffi. Almost like Selfie. And notice Sephi was, Irving, do you want to play? He's like, what? War! We're gonna play war. Yeah, that's Selfie, alright. And as you can see, everyone here, except for Renoa, grew up in that very same orphanage. And if you remember way back when we first recruited Irving and we took the train, he went up to Selfie and was like, this must be fate. I mean, he wasn't technically being a womanizing asshole. He was a little bit genuine then. Because he did like Selfie when he was a child. And there she is again when he's an adult. And now Irving is commenting on how everyone else has forgotten. They can just barely remember. And there's Child Squall from his flashbacks. Turns out Squall was at this very same orphanage. But this is around the time when that sister figure left. I mean, Quistis is here, Sephi is here, so that sister figure has to be somebody else. I don't know where I am going. I mean, they went out that back door, and it seemed like all my pathways were blocked. It'd be really helpful if I wasn't walking everywhere. I guess this is a pathway here? It's real hard to see. Not only those, but Cypher was there too. That's where their rivalry, if you can call it that, began between Zell and Cypher. How they just don't like each other. So Elone, the girl that's been sending Squall to the past to experience these visions, is the same sis that Child Squall was looking up to. It's the same Elone that was in Laguna's visions at the time. But she was at this orphanage, so there's something that happened during Laguna's timeline that sent Elone to this orphanage to meet with Squall. So Quistis always had this connection with Squall, and that's why, as an instructor, he was her little pet project, trying to guide him. Didn't really work out, but this is where that connection comes from. It's a holdover from their orphanage days. This is the theory behind why they may have forgotten everything. Equipping GFs, using GFs, takes away from somebody. It gives you power, but takes something away. And the theory that Irving is coming up with is that it takes your memory. And it turns out the reason why Irving thinks he remembers and no one else does is because he's never junctioned a GF until he joined Squall's crew. He remembered everything from the start. But even if the GFs take something from you, Squall is admitting they can't really do anything without them. I mean, they're up against people who are so much more powerful than them. They need the power of the GFs. Even if they lose themselves, or at least that's Squall's opinion. Who is the matron of the orphanage, the one that took care of them as children? Idea, Sid's wife, and the current sorceress, was the matron of the orphanage where they all grew up. Now, let's take a moment. There's a couple things here. Back when Irving was about to take the sniper shot at Idea, he remembered everything. He remembered growing up here. And can a child kill their parent so easily, their parent figure? He said it was nerves, but maybe it was nerves knowing who he had to kill. He had to kill his own mother figure. Secondly, the fact that Cypher is now on Idea's side. The fact that his dream was to be the sorceress's knight. Did he know that Idea was always a sorceress? Did he have some sort of bond with her as a child that made him want to protect her? Is that why he's now doing this? Even if he no longer remembers growing up, they just discussed that the reason that they do things around each other is because they have these holdover feelings from when they're children. The reason why Squall and Cypher bicker and argue and fight is because they were always fighting as children. So maybe the reason why Cypher joined Idea's side so easily is because he remembers, at least in his heart, these days at the orphanage. I'm sure because Cypher was a problem child, Idea had to care for him a little bit more than the other people. And this is bringing up the problem. If Idea If the seeds were Adea's idea, then Sorceress Adea should know exactly what the seeds are for, what they're supposed to do. But Cypher didn't know, and Cypher was under orders from Adea to torture him for the information. Nothing is adding up. Even though we've taken these steps forward, we still don't know exactly what's going on. Alright. So we have our next objective. We're going to go to the orphanage where we all grew up in. Something happened to turn Adea into the sorceress. And the only thing we can do is try to find out what. Whether we're going to fight her, whether we're going to save her, we need information. And I just want to say, Renoa started that conversation saying how she felt distant from everyone and not connected. And then Irene chimed up and said, we're all connected, except for you. But don't worry, this is supposed to make you feel better. It feels really weird. Where is Adea's house? Well, it's not what I wanted to do. Not what I wanted to do at all. I wanted to open my menu. Well, I think we're going to call it here. We'll begin the search for Adea's house next episode. I'll see you.